Ooh, boy, Dave Chappelle ruffled some feathers. I took some time today, and you know, you can thank Vice. Vice did an article saying, and it's right here, saying you can skip the new Dave Chappelle special. As soon as I read that title, I thought to myself, I need to watch the new Dave Chappelle special. And prepare to be uncomfortable at times. Thank goodness in 2019 there are still comedians who are willing to take risks like Dave Chappelle. Everybody's trying to be so safe right now. And right off the bat, it's probably within the first 5 minutes of it, he does two impressions. Dave Chappelle, not known for doing impressions. He does two impressions, and half of them are amazing. I'm not going to spoil it. Go watch the show. All of the woke media, Vice, and basically the normal MSN, the media that wants you to feel guilty about everything, they're out in force. They're out in force trying to destroy Dave Chappelle. The funny thing is, Dave Chappelle doesn't fucking need them to be who he is. We need 2019. The viewing public, America, needs Dave Chappelle to be Dave Chappelle more than we need Dave Chappelle to be the Dave Chappelle that the New York Post or Vice want him to be. He is a really great communicator, and that's what's really made him stand out in his career. He has a way of speaking to Joe Average and explaining things in a way that makes it very clear. And they're the woke media, they're focusing on the things in the show that made them uncomfortable. And yeah, there were things in the show that made me uncomfortable when he cast doubt on the people accusing Michael Jackson of that. And yeah, I was kind of uncomfortable watching that too. And he approached it. He could even approach that in a comedic way. Doesn't make it all right, but the thing is that's his job. His job. If you go to a Dave Chappelle show and he doesn't say anything that kind of makes you cringe or that makes you go, oh, geez, then he's not doing his job as a comedian, as an entertainer. That means he's not pushing the boundaries, and he's not. That means he's playing safe, and that's not what comedy is. Comedy isn't safety. As I can't remember what comedian says, dying's easy, comedy's hard. That's what he's supposed to be doing as a comedian. And the media kind of fell right into his trap, because part of the outrage is something that he said about, they say he's coming to the defense of Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart is a pretty squeaky clean guy, except for when they wanted him to host the Oscars. Suddenly, and that's where the impression came from. He comments about outrage mobs, how they'll take something from over a decade ago. It doesn't matter how long ago. We even see situations where somebody had to resign. I can't remember if it was a politician or something, had to resign from a position because of their father. Their father held and was an advocate back in the 70s, mind you, of I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something very taboo today. And it's the sins of the father thing. And that's what he was alluding to in his impression and what he was talking about. And he portrays it very well, and he gives it, he kind of like dissects it and gives a view of the everyman, of what every person would think about this. They talk about, they're going to talk about the things that they want to talk about, the things that outrage them. But if you watch this, it's very poignant when, he talks about these stories. And Dave Chappelle is a storyteller. He tells these stories, and they're comedic, and that's how he does so well. Is he tells a story, and his jokes are sort of like boomerangs. Is he'll say something, and then it's just the part about the shotgun. There's a part about the shotgun. It's this long story, and it's a joke, and it's very it's a good example of how Dave Chappelle is funny. He says something in the beginning. He sets it up. Then he throws that boomerang, and you don't see it. It goes away. You don't think about it as he tells his story. And then when the story is done, the boomerang comes back around and hits you in the back of the head, and it's funny. That's Dave Chappelle's style, and that's why he's so popular. That's why he's done so well. So he's very good at telling those stories. But yeah, he's talked about some very poignant things about white people and drug use now, and then being poor, and then owning a gun, and those are the things that a normal person would watch the Dave Chappelle special and sort of take away, and it's funny and it's entertaining, but it's also thought provocative. And you see, if you don't listen to Dave Chappelle's comedy and it doesn't make you go, huh, then maybe you're missing the point somewhere in there. But I'm gonna wrap this one up. This is gonna be pretty quick. Go watch it. It's friggin' hilarious. It is very hilarious. And yes, there's gonna be times where you're kind of like inspired, and times where you're like, damn. And then there's gonna be other times where you're like, damn, I can't believe he said that. But that's what he's supposed to do, and that's what, maybe it's the emotion. Maybe it's the balance of emotion that kind of triggers SJWs when they, because the DNC says that they don't experience emotions. They don't have normal emotions like a person. And maybe that's what sort of sets them off when somebody is willing to pull on those strings and go places that they're not supposed to go. Maybe it's because you make them, maybe you force an SJW to actually feel something different or think in a different way, or, generally, maybe it's just, triggering them, because it's pretty easy to trigger them. But that's all I got for this one. You guys, thanks for listening. More importantly, go watch that Dave Chappelle. Go give it a thumbs up, because it is funny. You guys go enjoy your day. Bye.